Hey guys, it's Carowinds here. Today is Sunday, March 16th, and we are here at Carowinds for opening weekend. And as we were coming in, I was watching the trains go by, watching Thunderstriker and Fury, and there's barely anyone on the trains. There was supposed to be really bad storms here. I believe there were bad storms before we got here, because we're here maybe like 2 hours after opening, and there's just no one here. So I think it's going to be a pretty good day. So we're inside the park. There's a lot of changes going on at Carowinds this year. You can see one of them straight ahead, which is Nighthawk's removal. We'll get a closer look at it later when we're wandering towards that area, but majority of it has been fully demolished. There's also going to be demo going on over at Drop Tower, and I believe their Enterprise as well. So lots of changes happening here at Carowinds. They're also in the process of constructing the new Camp Snoopy edition over by the existing Camp Snoopy area. They're adding a new roller coaster, Snoopy's Racing Railway, along with a little boat ride as well, which is gonna be really cool. And then over here, right next to Fury, where their rapids used to be, there's gonna be a lot of changes happening there too, because they're more than likely gonna be getting a new water ride over there for 2026 next year. That is it makes me feel like I'm at Great Adventure looking at that. Wow. Yeah, they are not messing around with their ride removals. They want it out, it's out. First stop of the day, you already know, it's gotta be Fury. And Ken, when was the last time you rode Fury?
Probably the opening year.
So, exactly 10 years. Yeah. I know you've been very excited to get back on it today.
This is one of my favorites. Yeah. I love this ride.
So, there's also no wait. You can see that it's literally, the station's half empty. So, this could be awesome. Fury is literally a walk-off. Alrighty, we just got on and off Fury super fast. We rode in row 7, and literally, like you saw, complete walk-on. Ken, we gotta ask you, does it still hold up after all these years?
Ken is very happy now. It holds up. I love that ride, and we will be back.
Oh, 100%. We're gonna head to the other side of the park now and hit everything else. I know Ken wants to get on Copperhead. He's never been on it. Fury, it was running slow, I will not lie, but it is the second day of operation for the year, so I'm not surprised. The benefit of that, though, is that it was running trimless. That trim on the airtime hill right before the big drawn-out helix did not hit at all, which was really cool. I've never gotten to ride it like that. So now we're going to head to the rest of the park, but first, we got to get our freestyle. Now we're going to go hop on Carolina Cyclone real quick. Just got off Cyclone. It's a fairly standard aero looper, nothing crazy. We did ride towards the front, so this little hill right here sent me flying out of my seat, so that was cool. But now we're gonna keep making our way through and eventually get to Copperhead. I'm amazed by just how empty Carowinds is. I haven't really been here on a super low crowd day ever, so seeing this is very bizarre to me. Also, Flying Cobra's got a repaint during the off season, and it looks great. Those colors really, really do pop on this thing now. Copperhead is a walk-on. If you've been to Carowinds, you know that that is not a very common sight. We're also entering Blue Ridge Junction, which is one of my favorite Cedar Fair areas. There it goes. Basically an empty train because there's nobody here.
I don't think so. You don't think so?
I laid there, thought my legs were broken for like a hot minute, and like the whole team, like apparently like the paramedics like rushed me.
Disney.
Yeah. This ride is literally a walk-on. I've never seen this before. So we just did Copperhead. Ken, that was your first ever time on it.
Yeah, I did not know what to expect with that one, and it's very much slower than I thought it was going to be. But it feels like you're riding a Copperhead snake.
That is
twisting and turning.
Yes, it feels like a modern take on Maverick if it wasn't made by Intamin.
Yeah, it's
all the way down to the theming and everything. Absolutely, I love Copperhead. We got to do it twice, and it's interesting because now I guess we're kind of seeing how the re-ride policy works. I don't know if it's going to be the case at all Six Flags parks, but at this one, their rule seems to be that you can ride twice and then go around, as long as nobody's waiting for your row. So I don't know how consistent that's going to be. We'll have to wait and see. I know I've had varying experiences at the different Cedar Fair parks before, so we're going to have to wait and see on that, but Copperhead still holds up as a great ride ever since I first rode it. We came and ate, and Blue Ridge Country Kitchen, which is right next to Copperhead, so many Cedar Fair Easter eggs from all the different themes. There's Calico, there's Knott's. I believe that was one of the water rides. You got Thunder Road, Mystic Timbers, all the way back there you got King's Dominion, so much. So how would you guys say the food inside Blue Ridge Country Kitchen was?
I love the food here. So I had the sausage and I had a side of macaroni and cheese, and it's just delicious. Portions are just right too.
And Ken?
I had the same things, but I had salt potatoes, and they were very good.
You can definitely tell that the food quality is high here.
It's good.
Yes, it's good. It's very good. It's always been good.
The Cedar Fair parks in general have always had a really good track record for their food offerings, and it seems like they're trying to bring that across the Legacy 6 parks as well. So past Blue Ridge Junction, we have Aeronautica Landing. This is a new area for me. I have not been in here yet. When I was last at Carowinds in 2022, this was under construction. So it's really cool to see this area come alive. I love that at this park especially, almost every area now has been completely done over and redone with like a new theme. The whole kind of Cedar Fair shebang, I call it, where they do just a really nice job re-theming all their areas. This area has a lot of really cool looking flat rides. Back there used to be Plants vs. Zombies. That was a kind of dark ride. I think now they just kind of have like food trucks on there, it looks like. But it's a really, really nice looking area. So now we're gonna head over to Afterburn, which funnily enough, I believe its entrance is still outside of Aeronautica Landing, even though it is themed to Aeronautica Landing. And as we're walking to Afterburn, you get a really nice view down the hill of Snoopy's Racing Railway, the new for 2025 coaster here at Carowinds. I actually rode the same ride at Canada's Wonderland last year as a clone, but it's a really, really nice family coaster, so it's gonna be a good addition here. Now it's time for Afterburn, which has always been one of my favorite B&M inverts. I think it just has a really good layout and just runs very well.
Clear to take off.
That took 12 hours. Expect extreme traffic.
Just got off of Afterburn, and this still holds up as one of the best B&M inverts. I don't think you can see it from here, but we were on the lift hill in the south of the lot over there. You can see a bunch of Nighthawk track and support sitting over there, which is pretty crazy. But Dad, how was Afterburn?
Oh, this is a great invert. I really like this ride.
Ken, your first time on it in a long time.
Yeah, it's a really good invert. I'd say it's up there with Montu and Talent.
It feels like a mini Montu. That's like the best way I could describe it to someone that hasn't ridden it. But that was great. Now we're gonna keep making our rounds through the park. Another great look at Snoopy's Racing Railway, new for 2025. It looks like they're working on constructing some of the thematic elements. As far as I know, track work is completely done on this. So it's just a matter of, well, getting everything else done with it. But it's a really nice spot for it too, because this spot of Camp Snoopy didn't really have much going on. So always nice to see them build out the kids area. And it goes pretty much right up against Thunder Striker, which is really cool as well. Well, here's a demo update for y'all on Nighthawk. And this is just bizarre to look at, especially after seeing the carnage at Great Adventure with Lantern and Ka. Seeing this here, it's crazy. And I was always a big fan of this ride, so I mean, I know most people really didn't like it, but this is, wow, wild. There you go. It's very close to being done. They just have one corkscrew here. You can see a bunch of supports sitting on the ground right there, all not really mangled up. They actually took it apart kind of carefully. And then over there, the one overbank is still there, and then a little bit of that, but majority of it is gone. This is crazy just how close it came to the path. I mean, look, footer's right here from where it was. Just, wow, this view, this is crazy to look at. Knowing how it used to be here, you had the corkscrew. So there's that's the second corkscrew. It came through another corkscrew here and then had a turn that kind of wrapped around this way. It's all just gone. Crazy. I really hope that they get something awesome in the front of the park here, because there's a lot they could do with this real estate. It's a prime location, so hopefully we'll see its replacement come sooner than later. Now we're gonna go on Thunder Striker, formerly Intimidator. I'm still not sure how I feel about the name, but they obviously had to do away with the Intimidator theme because the licensing ran out. I do think the sign looks great. I know it was a different sign last year. I believe they updated it for this year, and it does look really good. And I believe they updated the decals on the trains as well, so they definitely did a pretty good job with the re-theme of it. Although granted, it really wasn't much of a re-theme considering it was already like kind of themed to something similar anyways. But I'm really curious to see what they do to I-305, now known as Pantherian, for this year. I heard that there's a lot of really good theming going in for that.
Clear. Okay, start.
Got a little bit of a revving sound as you're leaving the station. Pretty cool. Alrighty, we just got off of Thunder Striker. I'm gonna let everyone review it first before I get into the funny story we have. Corbin, welcome to the video. How was Thunder Striker?
It was amazing.
That very descriptive. Thank you, Corbin. Dad?
It was good. I like this ride. I'm not a big fan of that staggered seating, but this ride does it good.
And Ken?
I don't like the stagger seating either, and I don't like that it kind of seems like it's in the parking lot.
I understand that, yeah.
But we also had an interesting incident.
Yes, so first I wanted to give my review of the ride real quick. It was nice, just like Fury. Since it's running kind of slow, it was trimless. I didn't feel the trims hit at all. Am I right on that? The trims didn't hit?
They're not.
Awesome. And you could definitely tell in those final hills. It was running really good until you get to the mid-course. But after the mid-course, in that really weird helix that the ride has, we saw somebody's weave kind of like float up like this and just follow us through the helix, floating down like a parachute to hit the ground. It was so funny. And the person who lost the weave was just dying about it. It was very entertaining. But Thunder Striker or Intimidator, whatever you want to call it, very good ride. And there's a look at the current kind of blocked off area. That used to be where you'd walk down to get to Nighthawk. The sign's gone, it's all just gone. That's all that's left. You got the station bit of track, it looks like, the turn in or out. You got this one overbank and just the corkscrew. That's it. And a few columns here and there as well. You can see them standing. I know I'm having a lot of footage of this in the video, but it's not often you get to see a coaster in demolition like this. So also markers all over the place as we start walking towards Vortex. We have these right over here. These are just utility, but there's a turning point. I'm feeling like I'm at Great Adventure all over again, looking for the markings. I'm not gonna start. Oh, there's some under there as well. There's a blue, orange. Yeah, there's definitely gonna be some redevelopment going on over here. Definitely looks that way, which makes sense because there's some more over here. This is right next to Nighthawk's plot. Then you got the slingshot as well. Sky Coaster's on the other side of this. So it all does wind up kind of connecting up a little bit. So, you know, keep our eyes out for sure. There's more underneath there as well. I see some orange as well. And I'm sure as we make our way closer to Vortex, oh, there's stuff everywhere. Oh my Lord. Yeah, there.
That's electric.
This also could be tying, well, no. I was gonna say it could be tying in with the water ride. Water ride's more that way though. So this could be a completely separate project. It's more over here, more over there by that fencing. Even more down there as we're passing Papa Luigi's over here, making our way down by the Carowinds Theater, all that. And then there's even more around the carousel as well. Some orange mark out, blue, red. I don't know if they mean different things down here versus a Great Adventure, but lots to look at here. Some more as we make our way towards Vortex's entrance, and then there's just a ton of orange markers on the ground up here by Slingshot, by Vortex. We're gonna go on Vortex right now because who knows, it could be our last, but look at that. Like perfect, like a path almost of orange markers going all the way down there. That's crazy. All right, we just got off of Vortex in the front row. I never really thought this ride was that bad, and it was fine this time as well. I didn't think it was terribly rough. The only kind of bad part was the corkscrew, just the way you kind of float through it, you kind of get banged around. There's a cool look at Nighthawk Station, or at least what's left of it. But I didn't mind this ride at all. Granted, I'm typically a fan of stand-ups, so no real complaints here. I don't think that's gonna be the same for Ken. Ken just has bad luck with the stand-ups. Doesn't like Lantern, doesn't like Scorcher, doesn't like Vortex. I think that's all of them you've ridden, right? Yeah, I figured. Dad?
Fine. However, I could see this one going pretty soon.
Oh, 100%. I mean, again, there's the markers. Ken's very happy about that. I know there's a lot of people that would be happy about this ride getting ripped out. Like I said, I don't really have an issue with it. I just don't think it fits at this park. Granted, it doesn't really take up that much space. It's a very little plot. It is one of the oldest B&Ms left now. I think it maybe a little older or a little newer than Firebird or Six Flags America. But over here along like the loop, we got some blue marked out, nothing too crazy closer to the ride. It's all for water. We got the slingshot right here, which I wouldn't be surprised if we see the upcharges done at most of the Six Flags parks after next year. Shockingly, the Sky Coaster here is still open. I thought those were all closed, but I guess not all of them. So Carowinds is still hanging on to theirs for now. Great Adventure, Kings Island, Cedar Point, Wonderland, all got rid of their Sky Coasters. So it's just a matter of time until this one and all the other ones are gone too. Now Ken is about to get one of the last credits he needs here, which is Ricochet. Where is it? Alrighty, we just got off of Ricochet. Where's Ken?
I got the credit.
We suffered through it for you. Dad?
The ride was fine.
The brakes are aggressive. It was something, that's for sure. The turns are taken very fast, especially towards the end of that first half because it doesn't trim. The trims do hit hard, but it is a very smooth ride, I'll give it that. So we're about to go on, I believe, it is Goldrusher. Is it? Yeah. Wait, yeah, it is Carolina Goldrusher. Something else I want to mention though before we do that, I'm wearing my Six Flags corporate logo shirt that I made just for fun. And it's been really funny because every time ride operators see me like recording something, I guess they think I'm from corporate and they get really nervous. So sorry if any of you are watching that. I wasn't trying to scare you guys.
All day.
I know, it's kind of funny. But if you see me walking around my Six Flags corporate shirt, just know I don't work for corporate. I'm just enjoying my day.
Special guest waiting for physical is available. I'm just going to your hats.
Just got off Goldrusher, which is much smoother than I remember. Not very like aggressive or anything, but a very nice, smooth family coaster. And the reason we went over there was because Fury was sitting on the brake run with its restraints up, so it looked like it had an evac or something. But we just saw it testing, so we're gonna head over there and see if it's back up. When we were down here earlier, I completely forgot to mention the fact that the drop tower is gone. Drop tower used to be pretty much where you see that checkered building down there. There's actually a really good drop tower too. I remember riding it, I forget what year, but I know I rode it, and it was good. That was one of 3 rides that were removed ahead of the 2025 season. The other 2, of course, being Nighthawk, which we've seen many shots of before, and their Enterprise. I don't actually know where that was. Yeah, I have no idea where that was actually. But now it looks like Fury is back open. You can see some people on there, so it's time to get some rides in. There's this random little like electrical sign that kind of is themed to Fury. And it just shows the time. That looks new. Maybe it has another purpose I'm not seeing. Of course, Carowinds is to show off just how good Fury is with its crazy number of golden ticket wins. Alrighty, 2 more rides on Fury in the books. They're not really being accommodating to seating requests, unfortunately, so we got stuck in row 7 again and then row 5. Row 5 was actually like surprisingly really good. For whatever reason, the ride in row 7 gave me one hell of a headache. I don't know why. This has happened to me before on this ride, but it's still a great ride. Ken, after a couple more rides, how's it holding up after 10 years?
It's a little rougher than it was 10 years ago, but it's still an amazing ride.
100%.
The speed you get and how low you stay to the ground, and I always like that.
The treble clef?
The treble clef, yeah.
Dad?
Holds up really well. I think I rode it, what, 2-3 years ago, I think was the last time?
2022.
It holds up good. It seemed a little rougher today. My only thing was that when we were getting online, the line is like, it's not like super long or super short.
You can see right here, it's just a little past the stairs.
I just filled up my drink, and I wanted to drink it while I was in line, and I was told no.
And then not even 5 minutes later, we see people in line with their drink.
Yeah, so it's a little inconsistent, I guess, with staffing, maybe because it's just opening weekend, I don't know.
But yeah, otherwise, definitely good. I think now we're gonna give this some time to kind of switch the crew around a little bit and come back a little later. We're gonna go get some blue ice cream. The park map looks so bizarre with Nighthawk gone. Look, just this giant open plot of green. Hopefully we'll get something really cool to replace it.
This is staying for the season.
Yeah, it looks like Ripcord is not going anywhere until after 2025 at the earliest. Got the big construction zone for Camp Snoopy, and then up over there you can see that drop tower's gone. And of course we have the giant open plot here that's been there for a long time as we wait for the 2026 water attraction. Next in the chronicle of getting Ken all his credits, we're riding the boomerang, flying cobras. All right, we just got off of Flying Cobras. Where's Ken? Thanks, Ken.
I'm sorry.
We were in the front row too, and boomerangs are always naturally very intense. This one I didn't remember being as rough as it is. Thank goodness for those vests, because if it didn't have the vest, it would probably be like one of the worst coasters.
That's probably the worst one I've been on.
Thank God for the vest.
Oh yeah.
Plain and simple.
If it didn't have those vests, man, I would never ride this again. But it's not great. It's a boomerang, not one of the better boomerangs.
How can Sea Serpent be so
Well,
good?
that's gotten like so much track work over the years at
Yeah, but
Maury's.
you can't even compare that to any of them.
I know.
It's insane.
So they no longer have blue ice cream, but they have other flavors. This one right here, it's purple. It's called Candy Dream, brand new. And it's really good, actually. They also have a watermelon flavor. We also agree? Good?
Very good.
Very good.
We've been told that Hurler may not be as rough as I remember it, so I guess we're gonna give it another shot. It's always funny walking through this queue and like looking at the layout and everything and just picturing Twisted Timber's layout exactly as I'm walking through here. Because this is an exact clone of Hurler that was at King's Dominion and later became the RMC Twisted Timbers. All right, we just got off of Hurler. First thing I want to note is they got a really cool playlist going for the station and this area. It's like a 90s alternative mix. Don't really ever hear that at amusement parks, so that's cool. But this was way better than it was last time. I guess I was kind of giving it a bad rap for no reason. It's not a particularly like amazing ride. It's pretty boring, but at least it doesn't beat you to oblivion. It's not terrible, thankfully. It's relatively smooth. How was it, Dad?
It's not terrible. It's a wooden coaster. I mean, it's old. Gives you
Not
that
that
wooden
old.
ride, but it's not bad.
Ken?
All I could think about was Wayne's World the whole time I was riding.
Wayne's World, party time.
But now it is time for some more Fury. Here's Fury is back to a station wait. Finally getting a front row ride.
Such a good ride.
Alrighty, we are now at 7 rides of the day on Fury, and huge shout out to the crew. They are super awesome, pushing trains out fast, being super friendly as well. There's a reason why there's no line for this right now. We're just gonna go take a bit of a drink break. We got to ride front row. We've ridden back row a bunch of times too, and front row's great.
Amazing.
I do still think my personal favorite is back row. It just, the way you get tossed on that drop is just fantastic. It's running way faster now than it was in the morning. So yeah, Fury still holds up 10 years later. If you guys remember earlier in the vlog, I pointed out that they had like a board like this near Fury. And they have one by the carousel too. Seems like they have these all over the place. Right now they just display the time, but I imagine in the future they'll probably display some other things as well. So we're in here looking at some of the merch. They got these really cool Fury designs for the 10th year anniversary. And with all these new designs, look at that. There's the new Six Flags logo. It still feels very weird to see that. They even have these golden ticket squishmallows for Fury winning the best steel coaster constantly. And I think there's one inside. Oh, it's inside out?
Inside out, look.
You can have that design with regular Fury and then golden ticket Fury.
Golden ticket.
Wow. Also, this hoodie design is awesome. It's got this on the back with the 10 for Fury. That's what it looks like right there.
That's not really a bad
That's
deal
$30.
for it.
This is what, 55, I think it said? Yeah, 55. That is nothing for something that nice. If you're looking for a good time to come to Carowinds when crowds are low, come on a Sunday early on in the season. This seems to be the day where there's just minimal crowds here. I mean, we've walked on basically everything. Thunder Striker over there is still a walk on, and we're about an hour away from closing. We're just gonna go get some food, then do a few more rides on Fury probably, and then do our merch haul. But it's been a really, really great day. Very like calm, relaxing too. There's not really any stress or like reason to rush around because it's so dead here. And as we're eating inside Harmony Hall, look who just came out to visit. Guess I forgot to take that off. This is a sight you're not going to get at a Six Flags park much longer. A sky coaster in operation. As we're walking back to Fury, I'm just now realizing this is probably where the Enterprise was right here. And now it's just a empty plot for now. All right, we just ended it out with our 10th ride and final ride on Fury 325 in the back row. This ride just gets better and better as the day goes on, as it warms up more and more. And shout out to the crew, they are pushing these trains out. What you just saw stacking, that was like the first time all hour that they've stacked once. They have been pushing these trains out. There was even one ride, we were maybe midway up the lift, and the train hadn't even gotten to the brake run yet. So they are killing it with the operations. I'm sure these two agree that Fury has just been great today. Fury truly is the standout attraction at the park. There's nothing else that comes close to the presence this ride has. Just what a great ride experience it offers. But we're gonna head out a little early because quite frankly, we got more than everything we wanted to do done. We rode just about every coaster that we wanted to ride really. So now we're gonna go get some merch and then make our way out. All right, merch haul. I'm not gonna take it all out of the bag. I got this shirt, that hoodie, and then over here, for the sake of it now no longer being with us, I got one of these Nighthawk magnets, and there's a lot of them left, so hopefully this video is out relatively soon. You can come grab some Nighthawk merch before it's all gone. There's coaster dynamics here as well. There's snow globes, there's mugs, there's a whole bunch of different things for Nighthawk that you might want to come scoop up before they're all gone. That is gonna do it for our great day here at Carowinds for their opening weekend of 2025. They opened for the season technically Friday night for past holder previews, and they were open yesterday when we were at Over Georgia. And we came here today and truly just had a great day. I mean, you could see crowds were minimal. All the rides were open with pretty much full capacity. I think just a couple rides were on one train, but it really wasn't too noticeable because it wasn't that crowded. Ken, your first time to Carowinds in 10 years. How did it hold up?
It was a better day than I expected. I got 10 rides on my favorite, Fury.
Of course.
For its 10th anniversary. And we got to ride everything in the park, so I am not going to complain at all.
No, I don't think you really could have asked for a better day, Dad.
Wow, this is hands down the best day I ever had at this park.
Yeah.
I mean, it was practically dead. We rode everything we wanted to, rode as many times as we wanted to. Food was great. As far as an opening weekend goes, a couple little hiccups, but honestly...
You would think they've been open the whole year
yeah,
already.
I mean, that seems to be pretty much the same with a lot of these parks we've gone to. And it's all new staff, too, so it's kind of like the training that goes in before the park opens. They're doing it right. I will say that, and that goes for Over Georgia, that goes for here, and everywhere we've been so far.
Yeah, I agree. With all that being said, that is going to do it for our day here at Carowinds. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys.